Hey friends, welcome back. Today we are heading out for another bulk food shop with me video. I am hoping to really score today. If this is your first time coming with me, I live in central Pennsylvania, so a lot of these stores are in driving distance in central Pennsylvania. Some of them I have to drive a little further for, but I still find it worth it, and I tend to do this around once a month to every other month. And I have found some really great deals in the past. If you guys have been with me, you already know that. I have a couple of things on my list for today. I'm hoping to find maybe some butter in bulk and a few other bulk food items. We will see. Also, I do leave these store names in the description box below. I know that you all have really requested that in the past to make sure that I give you the store names. And I'm also planning to take you with me as I restock my pantry as well this week. So let's go ahead and get it started.
My first stop was to Wenger's grocery outlet, and this place is really great. I will leave all the names and locations in the description box below since you guys asked for that every one of these bulk shopping videos. But whenever I get there, I like to head straight to the refrigerated section. It's my favorite spot to check out here at Wenger's. They often have yogurt and cheese. Sometimes I've even found almond milk and other specialty items. And this seems to change up quite a bit. What they get in seems to really be gone through, and they get new things in a lot. So I like to check this out. I did find some kombucha, which I was really happy about. But one thing I like to do is ask if they have cases of the item that I'm really liking. And there's been many times through the years of shopping this store that they have a case in the back and it's a better deal than what's even on the shelf. So definitely check that out whenever you are at a bulk food store. It doesn't hurt to ask if they have a case or if there's a discount price for that. Another thing I like to check out is the drink area. Sometimes they have Zevias or other stevia sweetened drinks. This day I didn't find anything, but it's always worth checking.
Hey friends, just popping in here to tell you about today's video sponsor, Lumi. This is a name I've been hearing literally everywhere from everyone, and it has been piquing my interest. I was a little bit skeptical, wasn't sure what to think about a whole body deodorant that is for pits, privates, and beyond. I had to try it out for myself to truly know if it's something for me, and I have to share, it is something that I have really been liking. As a female, of course, we have all of our needs and concerns whenever it comes to odor, and I was really excited to find out that this was invented by OBGYN Shannon Klingman. Not only is Lumi clinically proven to block odor all day and continue controlling BO for 72 hours, but it also comes in more ways than just your traditional deodorant stick, which is a huge attraction for me. I love the fact that it's not just the deodorant stick, although if you love this form, this is great too. Honestly, the scents, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna rave. So it is toasted coconut is what I have in my hand right now. It smells amazing, amazing. Like I'm on vacation somewhere. Love this. But my personal favorite is their whole body deodorant in an invisible spray. This is in the soft powder scent, probably my absolute favorite scent of all. But I can spray this everywhere and anywhere to help control BO. I am all about using aluminum-free products, and they have so many available. Lumi is skin safe, baking soda free, vegan, pH optimized to use anywhere on your body, and paraben free. And when I'm talking about everywhere, I mean everywhere. We're not just talking about pits here, you all know we've got odor in many, many places. The great thing is it doesn't stain your clothes, and it comes in 8 different scents that I previously mentioned are just chef's kiss. So if you guys want to check out Lumi, you can go to my description box below and click on the link there. Lumi's starter pack bundle is a great deal for new customers. It comes with a full-size stick deodorant, a cream deodorant tube or deodorant spray, 2 free products like wipes or a mini body wash, free US shipping, and just for my followers, Lumi is offering an extra $5 off when you click on the link in the description box below and enter code Adaline at checkout. That's a deal of over 40% off. I know that you guys are going to love Lumi just like I have.
As most of you know, we eat a lot of gluten-free things in our home. It's just some sensitivities that we have, so getting things that are gluten-free is pretty important. So I'm always on the lookout for that type of thing and can definitely score stuff like that at these types of stores. Something else that this particular store is known for is coffee, and they have a massive variety of it. Most of the time, things that you would be very familiar with, brands you'd be familiar with, and you can get them at a great discount price. I don't know what it is about bulk food stores, but for some reason, candy seems to be something that is often found at a bulk food store, and this store in particular has these huge bags of gummies, which is great if you're looking for a certain color or theme for a party or something like that. This would be a perfect spot to check out. A lot of the candies are in large quantities when they purchase them, and then they put them into these individual containers, but I can still often find very unique types of candies in all of this. So next I went to check out this pasta area. So they have this bagged pasta or the bulk food style pasta. And then they also have another aisle that has boxed pasta. And that is where I really scored. I have been running low on gluten-free spaghetti, and a lot of times gluten-free noodles are just a little more pricey than regular noodles, and I was so thrilled to find this spaghetti and to find that they had it in a case price as well. So I snagged myself a case of that to stock up my pantry again. Up towards the front of the store, they have these big pallets of things that I'm assuming they made large purchases of, have a lot of them. This is where you can find things by the case most of the time. And also you can find things on sale and at a really good deal. One thing I will say is do check expiration dates, because occasionally they're just too soon and I will need to use it up before the expiration date. So that kind of tells me whether or not to get a case of something, or maybe just pick up 1 or 2 of that particular item. Now we're going to load up and head to the next spot.
All right, so the sun is shining. We got a quick little boost along our little travels, and I'm about ready to go into the second store today. My first store was a pretty good score. Anytime I can find something that is a good enough deal to buy in a case, usually is a positive. And I got 2 cases of things at the last store, so that's really good. Of course, I'll show you all of it in the haul, but I'm excited to go into this store. This is L&L Marketplace, and I really like their deli, so I like to check out their deli. Sometimes they've got some good deals on cheese and things like that, so that is what I'm going to mainly be looking for in here.
Something unique to L&L is they often, during the colder winter months, put refrigerated items on pallets outside the door. Since it's really cold and everything will stay nice and cold, I can find things like yogurt and other things that I can take home and refrigerate, or you can take it home and freeze it. A lot of things that you can find here, I could make it last a lot longer by putting a case of it into my freezer. Another area I like to check out is their produce area, and I scored on red potatoes. I often purchase red potatoes because yellow and white potatoes, or like baking potatoes is what some people refer to them as, are a bit higher in starch. So I really like to stick to the red potatoes. They're just a little bit less starchy, and there is times I do buy 50-pound bags of them as well, but this time I asked about a larger bag and it was the same price as the smaller bags. Another thing that this bulk food store is known for is having Kivada. For some reason, the last couple of years, they must just have somewhere that they can purchase it at a discount price, because you can get a case for $3.99. And if you're going to Sprouts or Whole Foods, most of the kefir sodas are going to be $3.99 a bottle, not a case. Something else that I'm always ready to check out when it comes to bulk food shopping is cheese. Cheese is something that we go through a lot, and the best, cheapest way for me to generally buy it is to get a big, large block of it like this. Usually it's in a 5 to 6 pound block. And we had gotten this before, and I decided to go ahead and just get it again. We really like it with our ring bologna and our homemade bolognas that we use out of our freezer. But I did stop by the deli. This is my favorite deli out of all of these bulk food stores. I find that they really have a good price. And often when I show these prices on videos, people just can't believe it, because most of the run-of-the-mill delis, their lunch meats can be anywhere from $10 to $15 a pound, and this is just amazing prices. And I just think it's wild to see the prices in conventional grocery stores compared to a lot of the bulk food stores in my area. This is where they have a lot of baking stuff, and they do pasta here as well in the bulk bags, just like they did at the previous store. And another thing that I like to keep in mind with this store is during canning projects that they have jars and other canning necessities and things that you might need. And so that really saves you an extra trip if you're already coming to the bulk food stores for other things.
All right, today is so cold and windy. Every time I get out of the car, I feel like I have to reapply lip balm and pull my hair back together because it flies everywhere. But L&L was good. I found a couple good finds there. I got actually what I got in my last bulk food video, and that was a big block of Colby Jack cheese. We really went through that. It was really good, and you cannot beat like $16 for a 6 pound block of cheese. And so we just end up using it for sandwiches or to eat with ring bologna and things like that. And I also was able to get a few more cases of the Kivada drinks that we love. I can buy an entire case of 6 for the cost of 1 bottle in a regular grocery store, which is really awesome. But I wasn't able to film that much in there because it was packed. Like so full. I don't even know how. There obviously a lot of people like to visit L&L because I've been in there before where it's just so full you can barely make it through the aisles. People just really love that store. So we are on to our next stop, and that is Whispering Pines. This is probably my favorite bulk food store in all the list of the different ones that I go to, and I usually find really good stuff here. And if you guys were with me the last time, you know that it is one of my favorites. So let's go see what they happen to have today.
All right, if you watch these videos often, you know that Whispering Pines is just one of my favorite places to shop. I love this store so much. I walked in the door and they had a big display of Valentine's Day candies and treats that would make great little gifts for the people that you love in your life. But one of the reasons I really, really like Whispering Pines is it seems as though whoever does the bulk purchasing for this store keeps in mind people with special needs in their diet. So I find a lot of gluten-free stuff here. They even carry dairy-free things, and you will see more of that as we go through the store. So I went over to the produce area first, and as I was rewatching this footage, I realized that I never showed the turmeric I picked up in my haul. There was a couple of things I just forgot to show in the haul. I must have put it away and didn't think about it, but I wanted to pick up some turmeric to make some good health shots. With it being kind of cold and flu season, it's just nice to be able to make little shots with either ginger or turmeric or both, and take those just to help your immune system. Another thing that I will splurge on sometimes is this raw cheese. This whole brand is absolutely delicious. It is a little pricey, but it's raw cheese, and so this is something that I pick up occasionally whenever I come to this store. And then I'm going to be showing you here the pickled eggs. I know not everybody knows what this is, and it's unusual for some people, but believe me, it's so much yummier than it sounds. We love pickled eggs. Another thing that's a bit unique to Whispering Pines is they have this very large walk-in cooler that you can go in and check out what is on the pallets, what's in large boxes. And then they also added these sort of door fronts to either side of the cooler where you can access some smaller items. They had so many different kinds of cottage cheese for some reason this time around. Cheeses, dips, and other odds and ends that you would be refrigerating. Right inside the door, there was a fish dip, I believe, and then another type of cottage cheese that you could buy by the case as well. This is where I've been able to find a lot of things like butter and really stuff that I can put in the freezer like I mentioned earlier. They had these really big buckets of butter, but it was whipped butter. I have bought these before, but whipped butter just has a little more air in it, and so you can't measure it for recipes like you would normally, but it's something that you can use to spread on bread and things like that. So I passed on that this time. I just didn't really have a need for it, but they also had things like lunch meats that weren't sliced, large wheels of cheese, croissants, another kind of cottage cheese in a different sized tub. And they had things like cream cheese. This is where it would be a great stop for somebody that has a micro bakery or a small business. You may find ingredients that are at such a discounted price and could be super helpful to your small business. And we did score with the Boulder chips again. If you guys watched the last video I filmed whenever I went to this particular bulk food store, we got tons of Boulder chips that were either made with olive oil or avocado oil, and they seem to have them in again, so it was such a great score for our family. This is sort of their discounted area. They have a lot of things that might be closer to their expiration date, so they're going to be really marked down low, but sometimes I have found some really great scores in this area. Something that is also unique to Whispering Pines is they are actually an orchard as well. So even during the colder months, you will find large baskets of apples. So if you decide to tackle some applesauce during the winter months, this would be the place to do it. They also support a lot of local businesses, which I really, really love. They will carry local produce when it's in season, and they also carry local honey and local maple syrup and other small businesses, as you will see throughout. And that is something that I enjoy supporting whenever I can. And so I really love seeing that on their shelves. They have an area that has bulk cereals. So if you were going to be making a bunch of Rice Krispies or maybe a trail mix or something where you want really large bags of cereal, this is your spot to pick all of that up. And then this is the bakery. The bakery makes the entire store smell so good when you walk in the door. They also have a really nice gluten-free selection as well of baked goods and other things. I know people from different areas will drive really a distance to buy the bread here because it's so good, and you can just put it in your freezer and go every couple of weeks to pick up bread. They're very well known for their bread and their pies and other things like that. And anything that we have ever gotten from their bakery has been really, really good. In the center of the store, there are big pallets of cases of things, a bit like what is up near the wall at Wenger's grocery outlet. And so you can walk through and just see what they've bought in large quantities and what is on sale and things that are really deeply discounted. This is where I have found a lot of specialty items like these Lily's chocolate peanut butter cups. These, I think, are around $5 to $7 a bag in the store. Here they're $2.49. I considered getting a case of these, but I just didn't feel like it was worth it since I'm the one that mainly eats them. So I just picked up a bag for myself as a little treat to take home with me. Another thing I noticed that I didn't see the last time I was here was the Wisps brand. They had a couple different products from them, and that's a brand that we really enjoy because it is just made out of cheese and it's also gluten-free. And then this is the spice section. I showed this to you all the last time. It's a great place to pick up bulk spices. They also carry other specialty products like pink Himalayan salt in bulk and things like liquid stevia, powdered stevia, almond flour, coconut flour. They are truly the king of flours when it comes to bulk food stores, at least in Central PA. They have so many different types of flour, no matter what kind of bread you're making, or maybe you're looking for a pastry flour. They carry a lot of different oats and grains, and I've noticed now that they are consistently carrying Bob's Red Mill products as well. And a lot of these things you can also get in 50-pound bags, which is great if you're someone that likes to store large quantities of your grains and things like that. I also noticed that they started putting these little gluten-free signs out on some of the shelving just to catch your eye if you're looking for things that are gluten-free. So that is really helpful as well. Anytime I've ever had any questions about anything in store, the staff there has been so helpful and so nice. This is also where you can pick up gallon jugs of vinegars and oils and large buckets of peanut butter. They also make their own peanut butter there. I have never tried the in-store peanut butter, but it looks delicious. They have a nice large baking section where you can get extracts and flavorings as well. And then one other perk of Whispering Pines, I know I'm just going on and on, but I just love this store, is they have Nature's Hope and other health remedies and home remedy type things, tinctures and things like that, herbal things that you can take. And so there are a few things in here that I like to keep as a staple in our house, and I definitely like to be able to pick those things up while I'm here at this store. There is a deli here as well. Their prices aren't as good as the other stores that I showed you in this video. However, they're not that far off in comparison to maybe a conventional grocery store. There's still super good prices. And then the other section of the store that I think is really neat is they have an area that has school supplies, some home supplies. If you need a mixing bowl, you'll be sure to find it, clothespins, hats, gloves, and toys. And then they also have an area that has books and home decor and cards, which I love to check out. They change it up for this different seasons, and they also help support small businesses in this area as well. Things like homemade candles and just other things that are handmade, and I think that's so special. And there also is an area where you can pick up a coffee or another little drink. They kind of have an area you can sit, and they often have it by donation, and the donation goes to a family or someone in need, which is so neat that a store can do those things.
All right, friends, so we are back home. The sun is shining. I think you can see above my curtains up here how blue the skies are today. Just so pretty here in the kitchen. I have my haul back here on the counter. I'm going to turn the camera around, show you all what I found today. Some really great finds. Not as good as my last video if you guys missed that one on the bulk food shopping front, but I'm still really happy with what I was able to pick up. This just really helps to bulk up our pantry and refrigerator. And then I can kind of fill in with Aldi and some other shopping areas like I do with Costco as well. It's very similar to Costco in the fact that I can get things in bulk form. I can buy cases of things and then just fill in from there. In case you've never watched before, we get most of our protein and meats from local sources. So I very rarely ever get meat whenever I'm shopping like this, and I do often get my produce on more like a weekly basis, but I did pick up some things for this week. So this is more for dry goods and also snacky things whenever I can find good healthy alternatives to those things. So starting over here, we got these really great gluten-free pretzels. We actually got more than one bag. You're gonna see my family really got into this pile already, but these are so good. They were very enjoyed. I also picked up a big bag of some tortilla chips just because we needed those, and those are made with organic corn. These potatoes, such a great deal. Like I said, Walmart's are like over $4 a bag like this, so to get 2 for $4 is amazing. So I got 4 bags of those. This was something Whispering Pines had, as I showed you all, and I really debated on getting a case of these, just decided not to spend for it this time. And then I grabbed the peppermint extract for my peppermint matchas I've been making lately. And then this is some things I got in cases. I got the wisps. I should open these up. Maybe I'll insert a clip here of what is inside of these. And I'm going to use those for salad toppings, just to add to my salads to give a nice little flavor and crunch. This is one of my favorite finds of the day, the big case of gluten-free spaghetti. Great, great price. So excited about that. This was the roast beef I got from the deli. We don't eat deli meats very often, but I just thought this would be good on sourdough as like a melt. And then we already got into the cheese that you all saw me get. And then over here, Whispering Pines has carried on in their Boulder chips. You all saw this in my last bulk food shopping video whenever I made the trek to Whispering Pines. They are great because these are made with olive oil and these here are made with avocado oil, just because we try to find chips that are not made with seed oils. And then over here I just grabbed a bag of these. The girls love these. They're a great gluten-free snack, and sometimes they can be a little on the pricey side. I want to say that I was surprised the last time I picked these up in store because of the cost, but I think these were like $1.50, which is a great Great price for those. Also picked this up. My husband has a great love of chocolate milk. We usually do almond milk, and a lot of chocolate syrups have corn syrup in them. This one does not. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat him. He was really happy about that, that I brought that home. And then I got a nice big head of cabbage. We are trying to really get a lot of good veggies in. Tummy-friendly veggies, and cabbage is one of those. It's so great for your digestive system. I got some bell peppers, some cucumbers to slice up, and then this was another case of something that I got. We love kombucha and kefir soda, and this brand is really good. It's a passion fruit tangerine. So this is a whole case of these for $15.99. Super great price. I think that they are $4 to $5 a bottle in the store. Do I make my own kombucha? Yes. Do I have time for it right now? No. So I just grabbed this along with the Kivata kefir soda that you saw me pick up as well. We got more of these. They are just out in our mudroom where it's nice and cold, and they can stay out there and not take up extra refrigerator space right now. I have picked up other things in my shopping lately to really restock the pantry. So you guys are going to come with me, and we are going to get the pantry restocked.
All right, our pantry is in our kitchen, just off of the kitchen, and I love this space. It's making cooking so much easier to have everything right in front of me. In the house we lived before this, I did not have a pantry like this, and I just can't even say how grateful I am to have something like this where I can just find all of my ingredients and put things that are bulk into jars. We do have a cellar, and we store most of our bulk items in the cellar. I don't have a video yet of the cellar of this house, but if you're interested in how I organize and store a lot of my large bulk items, you can go on my channel and check out the last 2 houses that we've lived in, the cellar storage that I had set up in both of those. So I decided to tackle the spaghetti that we found at the bulk food store, and you guys will recognize the rice ramen from Costco, and I did film that trip to Costco. If you're a Costco shopper, you may be able to find some inspo in some of my Costco videos. So I decided to try to stash it all in this large basket that sits kind of in a back corner of my pantry. Next, I dove into refilling a bunch of my gallon jars. Every single time I show these jars in a video, everyone asks me about where to purchase these. So some of them I have gotten off of Amazon, and I will leave a link below for them. I think there are some with plastic lids and metal lids, so I'll leave both links depending on what you're storing. You may want one or the other. I have some of both of them. Another thing that you can also do is go to a local restaurant and ask them if they have gallon jars that you can either buy, or sometimes they give them away because they get so many of them. If they are purchasing pickles in gallon jars or mayo or other sauces or things, they often have a surplus of them, and you are able to reuse them by just taking the labels off and cleaning them up a bit. And I have definitely done that in the past as well. So you may be wondering why I am putting brown sugar into this jar, because I have made my own brown sugar in the past. Well, this brown sugar is actually for my husband. This is a little compromise in our house. I don't mind the homemade brown sugar, but he likes to use brown sugar a lot in rubs and marinades whenever he's using his smoker and for other things, and he just prefers the texture of the store-bought brown sugar. So this is my little compromise for him in our pantry. He just really likes using this. So I decided, you know what, it's one less thing for me to make, and we're gonna go ahead and just get it from Aldi. It's a good price there, and it's easy for me to just refill the jar when we need to. So I have fallen in love with this Red Ape cinnamon. I've been getting it for the last year or so, and I've got my mom started on it as well. It is just such a delicious cinnamon. I actually try to find it on Amazon whenever it's in stock. If it's in stock, I will leave the link below for it. If you're someone that loves cinnamon, you want a good organic cinnamon, I can't recommend it enough. I just replaced the label with my little embossing label maker. I love that thing. It is just perfect for restocking things in my pantry, relabeling things. And then I grabbed my little jar for my matcha. I love making matcha. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you already know that. I like to share my little matcha things over there sometimes. And then I also got up my jugs of vinegar and refilled these vinegar bottles. I just saved these. They initially had these vinegars in them. They were just a smaller glass bottle, took the labels off, and now I just refill them from the larger jugs that I get through bulk shopping. It just makes them easier to access in the pantry and easier for everyone to pour out of whenever we are cooking or using them for cleaning or something like that. I also put the bags of potatoes in the bottom of the pantry. I have been doing it this way so I can remember which bags are the oldest so I can use those first. But if you guys are new here, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I am so thankful for all of you, and you all have been just the kindest viewers in the comments lately. I have been loving reading and responding to your comments. And give this video a like. Let me know what you're up to. I love hearing from you and love to hear what projects you are working on this week. And I'll see you all in my next video.